Okay. Welcome back to Nicholas Comic Corner, Classic Known Classics. This is episode number 1847 and double shot number 1741. I got two trades here, both from Marvel. Both feature characters created by Jack Kirby, and the cover art is done by Alex Ross. Yes, seriously. The first one is a miniseries that came out just last year. And one of these characters, if you read this book, this is one of two things the guy would feature in all freaking year after his volume ended. What book is it? Captain America / Iron Man. This is called The Armor and the Shield. This book is by Derek Landy. Artwork, the interior artwork is done by Alex Luza. The cover art is done by Alex Ross. Now I say this is one of two miniseries for a particular character. Which one? Cap. Because after his ongoing book, after the previous writers were ended last year, here's something really weird. There was no new ongoing series for him afterwards. It was this, first it was the United States Captain America, and then this. And then finally, as soon as this book wraps up, we finally have a brand new ongoing series. Except here's the thing, we're back to two ongoing series for Captain Americas again. I think Marvel moved away from this back in 2017, and now we're back to it again 5 years later. I don't know why, it's kind of weird. In the case of Iron Man, this is one of two books he had last year, of course, this along with his solo book. This book has also served as a loose follow-up to the, get this, the Falcon and Captain America book, which I believe this is the same guy who wrote that one. Yes. Now, this is not the first time they two team with each other. These two have teamed with each other multiple times over the years. But as far as I can tell, they never had a mini-series dedicated to it. Well, they technically had a series dedicated to it, yes. There was at least 3 issues of the Captain America handbook where Iron Man teamed up with Iron Man for a few issues. I think it was the second person team with after they wrapped the Captain America Bucky. So first was Hawkeye, and then Iron Man, and point one team up with Namor, and in the final few issues, basically he's teaming up with Black Widow. This is the first time since the book was released. I think that came out, about 2011, I believe it was, that particular book came out. Yes, 2011. So this book basically was the first time we had a team book for these two characters in 10 years. Yes, 10 years. And I say this is loose follow-up because they bring a villain from the Captain America book. And Cap does something in this book that I was not happy with him doing this. So, basically, we have we kind of have Derek Landry loosely follow up with not only his own miniseries Falcon Winter Soldier, which, by the way, the only reason the book exists is because of the actual TV show. But this book basically also was following up with a little bit of some of the Captain America stuff. Not much for Iron Man per se. It's almost like he just put in here just because, why not? Yeah. Book starts out with basically Iron Man just finished having sex with a lady. Yep. And who is this woman? Well, she's actually the main villain in the book. Yes. Her name is Veronica Eden. And she's basically in front of a judge named Judge. Yeah, that's him. It seems so silly. So, infiltration. Yep, and then she's basically on the way, and then they're attacked by some guy with electrical powers. Now, who is this guy? I don't know. Plus, love the Iron Man army. I'm sure my friend Edgar, he would love to. I don't know if he reviewed this miniseries. I have no idea. And, of course, saving the bus. So, they agreed to work together after the conversation. So, these people they're known as the Paladins. which is from the 50th State Initiative. And the members are Pioneer, Vox, Prima Donna, Think Tank, and yeah, that's it. This is them. Yes, the Paladins. Yeah, I personally have never heard of this group at all. And you probably think, are they the original group for this miniseries? Yes, I believe so. Like I said, honestly, I've never heard of them before. Oh, by the way, the person who attacked him was somebody from the Scarlet Spider book named 51. Yep. 51. Yeah. Interesting, though, the writer brought back this character, who last appeared in the Scarlet Spider book for a few issues. Yeah, by the way, his last appearance part of his miniseries came out was back in 2012, when he was part of the Rangers. Yeah. This book came out in 2021, like last year, and first appearance in 9 years. The Paladins. Yeah, first appearance of these characters. And their X initiative, as they've heard them as. And they only appear in this miniseries. Yep, that was simply put. We have this thing called Boss, which is his AI, which is something that, well, it was something... Well, it's something from the current Iron Man book. Yep. So, and by the way, that's who the guy with electric thing is. Him, and then, well, you have Iron Man and Captain America team up. You have the fighting team up with the Paladins to simply take care of these Hydra agents. Yes, Hydra's still around, despite the fact that, well, S.H.I.E.L.D. is no longer around. Then we have basically, says, okay, you have the character named Overseer, or you basically bust a scrap. Yeah, then of course he mentioned about the events of Secret Empire, which, whatever. Yes. Because we had to bring it up in here for various reasons. The Overseer. Yeah. First appearance, Iron Man number 29. Back in 1970. One of the creators was Mimi Gold. A woman. Yes, a woman created this thing. Who, get this, after the initial appearance, actually shows up in this miniseries. Yeah, that's what the Overseer originally looked like. And so Veronica Eden is out and she wants to basically take down, well, do various stuff. And of course work with the Paladins in here. And look, apparently that 51 found the Hydra Supreme armor. Yes, the very same armor worn by Hydra Cap. Why the heck would a S.H.I.E.L.D. Warehouse still keep this damn thing? No idea. So, and then we have the Overseer, which is this thing in the ground. Yes, so you kind of have it where one of the villains is a basically obscure Iron Man villain. And then we have, let's go be up a helicarrier, which suspiciously looks like the one from the MCU. Yes, for some reason they redesigned the helicarrier for this book. Now I should point out though, there was still no S.H.I.E.L.D. in Marvel Comics. There has not been S.H.I.E.L.D. in 5 years. Why the heck can they brought back S.H.I.E.L.D.? I have no idea. It's kind of weird. So they fight the Overseer, and of course there's many different robots of them. Yeah, then we have what appears to be like a version of like a Americap in here. Yes. Issue number 4. Yeah, I think it's AmeriCap. No, it's well, the version I have the cover of, anyways. Yeah, this guy called Todd Baker, who's like this evil senator. Yeah, the guy named Mortimer, who is similar with these robots, who also from Iron Man 29. So my friend Edgar basically can clarify that when I have a chance to review for it. Now, I'm not really sure why they had to keep bringing up Hydra Cap for, but yeah. And then we have Cap putting on the outfit. Yes, the very outfit that I think a lot of people in public hates him wearing. Yeah, that's on fight. Mortimer. Then we have the senator who apparently has been working with, well, with Veronica, and of course, yeah, yeah. Then of course by the end of issue number 4, they do kill off a character. Which one? Uh, some squiggly guy. Yeah. The story is officially wrapped up by the end of issue 5, but it's a pretty good miniseries overall. I think the only fault we did not need to hear is the references to Hydra Cap. We did not need that at all. But this is a pretty good miniseries. It feels like, though, with this one, it feels like a semi-continuation of the Ty Nakotis run a little bit, mixed with some Iron Man stuff. So at least you got the Captain Iron Man stuff in here. Yep. Really good miniseries. I give this one a 9.5 out of 10. I want my friend Edgar to review that one. He may have, I don't know. Next we have another character. Now I should point out this one is, as far as I can tell, I've never heard, my friend Mass Panther brought this up in his review, that nobody is talking about this book. And I do mean nobody is talking about it. He has not heard a single YouTuber talk about this book. They talk about the previous writers with no problem, but this one, nope. No peeps about this book. Despite the fact the book is actually pretty good. Black Panther Volume 1 Long Shadow by John Ridley. Yes, as you can see, the cover is done by Alex Ross, and it's a Stanley Jack Kirby character. Now, Jack Kirby was with all three of these characters, yes, but Stanley didn't create Captain America. He created Signature Shield. He wrote a lot of his comics, but he didn't create it. That was Joe Simon. This book collects the first 5 issues of Black Panther. I believe this is volume 7 or 8, I think it is. Now, at the time this book was launched last year, this was November of last year when this book was launched. The final issue of the previous volume was released back in March 2021. Why the heck it took 8 freaking months to release the next volume? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Usually Marvel does it within like a month or two, not 8 freaking months. Yes, I do know that Savage Avengers released its first issue just like last month. That was a 5-month thing, but this was 8 months. 8 freaking months between volumes. As far as I can tell, there's been no explained reason for this. It's just like that. So this book kind of mentions some stuff happens, as you mentioned, for Black Panther 2. Like, for example, T'Challa is no longer king of Wakanda because they have Parliament now. So they figured, though, don't need a king now. Despite the fact he technically is a king. And he's also stepped away from the Avengers, taking a leave of absence to deal with Wakanda stuff. And the main purpose of this book is basically now, in this first story arc, he's dealing with this fail-safe program that it's been compromised and he's trying to fix it. He's also at one point on the run from his, apparently, he's also supposed to get a murder named Ja, where apparently the woman he's with a lot of the book, who, by the way, is another one besides Storm. Storm pops up in here. They do bring up some stuff that happened in the current X books. Now, I love the fact they brought in Storm in here. And now, one of the people I know on Discord, Crimson Prince, he actually thinks Storm is a cult leader. Not really. She's the Regent of Mars. That is her title. That's simply what her title is. There is nothing that I've seen in the comics that mentions she's a cult leader. I'm not really sure where he got the info from, but that's basically how he sees it. And, well, she and Black Panther still love each other. Good job. Thank you. Can we please get these two back up? Can we please get these two back being married? Because I think they've been divorced long enough. By the way, do you know how long it's been since these two basically annul their marriage? It's been, as of this year, it's been 10 years. 10 years since his marriage ended. And a lot of readers probably felt as though the ending of the marriage was a humongous mistake. Yes, and I'm not going to blame Jason Aaron for it. I don't think it was his fault. I'm sure he was probably told to write that in the final issue of AVX. So at one point, Black Panther's accused of murder. And they don't exactly like wrap up the story here, personally, but it's a good start for this particular run. I enjoy it. Now, does this feel like the previous runner's run? Not necessarily. It basically feels like 7 months later. It does bring in what goes on in the Avenger book by Jason Aaron. I do appreciate that, because he, at one point, was leading the Avengers. Excuse me. Yeah. And get this. Apparently the writer of this book, John Ridley, wrote the script of the movie 12 Years a Slave. Yep. Of course, the artwork in here is mostly by Juan Campbell, with artwork issues 3, with issues, he does co-artwork with issue 3 and 4, Abraham Mustafa, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, and issue 5 co-does it with Salfino Lebedani. Of course, the cover is done by Alex Ross, obviously. By the way, here's the initial cover we have here. Yeah, and this also is the cover for issue 1. Yeah. Great giant-sized cover. I love this. Yes. And they do bring up the space program in here, the Alpha Flight space program, which, from what I've heard after Empire, it's become defunct for some strange reason. I'm not really sure why. Apparently, Marvel discontinued that for some reason, as being active for about 6 years. They apparently nope, let's just drop the program, place it with Sword. Let's place it with Sword. Bring back the Sword ongoing series, and then cancel after 11 issues. Yeah. This book is really good. I love it. I think it's really good. Should we talk about it here? Give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It basically doesn't have the racism stuff. Basically, you had... Now, they do bring up the previous fight. They mentioned a little bit in here. They do bring up the Mindfold in this book. He's in here. Apparently, despite the fact he helped save the country from an invasion, he apparently was exiled from his own home country. Why? Don't know why. It's kind of weird. He brings up in here to basically Black Panther, who's got issues with, which he does settle it before the book is over with, which I do appreciate that. And now, there is some, of course, my friend Crimson does not like he does not like some stuff in the X books right now. We'll talk about that in another video, because he points to some stuff that he doesn't like about the books. Now, I do like some of the directions that some books are going. Not everything I agree with, but I do like it. But in the case of this book is really good. I do agree that bring up Avengers definitely was a good idea, because he's lead Avengers. And also, it kind of brings up possibly the Age of Wakanda might be disbanded. Yes, I don't know if that's confirmed or not. It's implied they are, but I don't know if they're still active, because they haven't been active in quite a while. Yeah, they haven't been active past year. Yep. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. Stay tuned. Next week is going to be a review for My Hero Academia, newest chapter of the manga. Hey, next video. Bye.